Bonjour from France, here at the Criterium du Dauphiné. UAE Team Emirates smoked it yesterday. Mikel Berg won the time trial stage, took the yellow jersey. Two other riders up on the top of the classification, Felix Großschartner and the team leader here in the Dauphiné, Adam Yates. The team is definitely ready for the Tour de France starting on July 1. But the team leader and two-time Tour de France champion, Tadej Pogacar, is he ready after the wrist injury? Well, let's find out. We have the riders here at the sign-in getting ready for the start of the stage. I hope to grab some of them and get their opinions on Tadej Pogacar and the UAE team. So right here we have Lawson Craddock. Lawson, you're out there on a smoker of a time trial yesterday. You're paving your way towards the Tour de France.
Oh, I certainly hope so.
What about UAE yesterday? They smoked it.
Yeah, it seems like we say that a lot. Oh, UAE, they smoked it yesterday. Jumbo, man, they killed it yesterday. So.
But we had Mikel Berg, we had Großschartner, we had Adam Yates.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think a lot of it just shows the depth of their team. You know, they have really high-class riders in their organization, and I think like yesterday, a hard time trial, a bit of climbing. You know, I think their strength really shows, and yeah, I think they'll be a tough team to compete with over the next couple days.
The $1,000,000 question, and maybe you're the man to answer it. Will Tadej be ready for the Tour de France? The team is ready.
Do I get $1 million if I actually answer it?
Well, we'll talk at the end of July.
Yeah, I think a guy like that, he's probably the most talented, naturally talented rider in the world, and yeah, I think he'll definitely. Yeah, if I were a betting man, I would say he'd definitely be there at the start of the tour, and I'd say they'd be downplaying their chances, saying, "Oh, injury," you know, in the run-up for the preparation. Maybe we don't think he's at his best, but I think at these days it's almost more of a mind game than a physical game. So I think we'll see the very best of UAE and Pogacar in the tour for sure.
From an insider. Thank you, Lawson. Appreciate it. Enjoy your day. And right here we have one of the important DSs at UAE Team Emirates, Andre. Andre, the team smoked it yesterday. Adam Yates was up there, Felix Großschartner, and of course Mikel Berg winning the time trial stage. The team is super strong, and that bodes well for the start of the Tour de France.
Yeah, really we did a great time trial yesterday. We are where we expected, so we are looking forward to be in condition for the Tour de France. Yes.
I'm going to put you on the hot spot here. The team looks very ready. Is Tadej ready?
Tadej is training on a bike, so for now everything's go like we expected. So yes, for now we are on the right way to come at Tour de France ready.
He'll pack that usual Pogacar punch.
So we need to wait for Tour de France and see on which level Tadej will come at Tour.
I love it. Thank you. One request, just get some yellow bar tape for Mikel Berg. He earned it. How much does it cost? Like $10. Thank you. We have right here Joe Dombrowski. Joe, I want to ask you about UAE's performance yesterday. They just rocked that time trial. What'd you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, I was in the team, so I was teammates with Mikel, and I mean, he's been a good time trialist, you know.
Look, I'm trying to figure it out for the Tour de France. UAE definitely looks strong for the Tour. Do you think Tadej's ready for the Tour with that wrist fracture?
It's certainly not ideal if you have injury like that, you know, in the build-up to your kind of key race of the year, but I mean, Tadej is Tadej, and to be honest, I have the feeling that Tadej can train 2 weeks and he can win the Tour. So I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, I think he'll be good.
Perfect. Joe, appreciate it. Enjoy the day out there. See you.
Thanks.
Now let's review and rewind, because Tadej Pogacar, well, he fractured his wrist in a crash at Liège-Bastogne-Liège around about April 23rd. So he's had just over a month to recuperate and train. He's back on the bike, back on the open roads with his teammates at a camp in southern Spain in Sierra Nevada. So he's recovering. He's at an altitude camp. He's gonna have another scan soon. I spoke with him last week in a Zoom conference call, and he's looking He's looking happy. He's got that usual Tadej Pogacar charm, but will he have that usual Tadej Pogacar punch when he arrives on the start line in Bilbao on July 1? Well, if anything, he may start a little bit slower, kind of ramp up to form in the final part of the week. But hopefully we'll get some more insight here from the riders as we, oh, look how far the buses stretch. It's a lot of walking. Here we go. What did you think about the strength of UAE yesterday?
Yeah, they're good. I mean, they've always been good. You know, they obviously have a lot of money, so they can invest in the boys to have great positions. So I think that makes a big key influence. And they also, you know, define themselves on being a strong team. So performing in time trials is important for that.
Mikel, Felix, Adam, all those guys, they're going to the Tour de France. They're ready for the Tour de France, it looks like. Do you reckon Tadej will be ready?
Yeah. He's so good, he can't not be ready. Whether his wrist is actually ready, I don't know, but performance-wise, I don't think Tadej's going to have any problems.
You saw yesterday the performance in the TT UAE, they smoked it. What'd you make of that?
I think it's pretty normal now. You always see sort of maybe 2 or 3 teams finish with multiple riders inside the top 10, but obviously they have good riders and they're in good condition. I think the UAE guys spent a long time in Sierra Nevada doing altitude camp, and yeah, they're ready for the Tour.
So exactly, those guys are ready. Adam Yates, Felix Groß-Schachner, you know where I'm going with this question. Mikel Berg, what about Tadej Pogacar? Because that's the big question.
I reckon he's ready.
Yeah?
I reckon he's ready. I'm looking forward to actually seeing the Tour de France, and now there's that little bit of extra excitement with Tadej not having the perfect preparation, but he's going to be ready.
I love it. That's what I wanted. Thanks, Jack.
No
Take
worries.
care, man. The team looks super strong, and those guys are going to the Tour de France. I think you're going too, I hope. The team looks ready. Is Tadej ready for the Tour de France?
That's a question you need to ask to Tadej. I didn't see him in the last 3 weeks actually. I know he's training, I know he's focused on coming to the Tour, so if he's not coming for a walk in the park for sure.
You've had your share of injuries. How bad is a wrist injury?
I got one the same, one of my first year professional, and actually it's quite stressy because it's one of the smallest bone in the body, but it's the one that takes more time to heal. So, and of course, being in the wrist, you cannot use your bike and having too much vibration on it. So you need to take really good care about it. But I know he did, and for sure now that he can go on the bike, everything you know, even for your brain, it's more easy. You are focused on training, and everything's going on pretty well.
He's Tadej Pogacar. He's not going to have any problems.
I don't need training, that's me.
Thanks, Matteo. Grazie. At the Tour, do you think Pogacar will pack that usual punch?
Yeah, we'll see. You never know. I mean,
That's a maybe.
I would expect so. Yeah, I mean, I think he probably needed a break anyway. He got a break, and usually for young guys, breaks help because we train so hard and we want to train all the time. And so a forced break like that sometimes helps. So I think it'll be fine.
Matteo, the stage is about ready to start. Enjoy the day. Appreciate your time. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Well, off goes Matteo, off goes all the riders. The start of another day of the Criterium du Dauphiné, and the riders here on the ground think, well, maybe Tadej's lost a little bit of fitness, but if anything, it's going to make for a great race at the Tour de France as he battles to overcome and overthrow Jonas Vingegaard, the 2022 Tour de France winner. And if Tadej's form is in question, well, there's no doubt about the team of UAE Emirates, because they're packing a big punch, and Tadej's going to add to that as we start the Tour de France on July 1.